I think there might be an October event this year. There was a lot of rumours for WWDC back in June that there'd be a lot of new hardware. The new iMac redesign, AirPods Studios, AirTags, the first Mac as well. Like, there was all that and it didn't happen. That kind of dampened everyone's trust in all leakers all over the place, because all of them said that'd be happening and then none of them got it right. So that was a bit of a but oh well, we all got over it and now we've moved on. So there was this random Twitter leaker that said there will be an October event on 27th of October, but I wouldn't trust that. There's been a lot of these random Twitter leakers that have been just popping up and saying, oh, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening. And it's like, no, don't believe them. They have no track record. They could get a lucky guess and get something right, but just don't trust them. Because I don't think they're probably just trying to get attention or something, so let's just not trust them until they actually get a bunch of stuff right. Anyways, away from that side tangent, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, October event. I think there will be an October event this year. I don't know what point in October. Usually it's about 2-ish weeks into October they have it, I think. Somewhere in the first 2 weeks. But I think there will be one because there's way too much hardware to announce for the September event. The September event will be the iPhones. 3 iPhones, or is it 4? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4 iPhones. AirTags. AirPods Studios, Mac with Silicon, redesigned iMac, possibly a new HomePod Mini, possibly another new HomePod with slightly updated specs, the extremely slim chance of Apple Glass is coming up, and the first ARM Mac. Like, that's a lot of stuff to be stuffing into one event, like the September event. So I think it'd be split between September event and October. Even though it doesn't line up with the pattern of October events like Drew from Tailhouse of Tech has mentioned, I think there might be a chance that this year we might get one. Because if you think about it, the iPhone will have 4 different phones they're going to have to talk about. And then they're going to be possibly doing AirTags then, because we basically know they exist and they're just going to be okay, AirTags exist, here's what they do. Then there's also going to be probably some new software features they didn't mention in WWDC. They sometimes do that. Then if they do a HomePod Mini and an updated HomePod, they're going to spend time on that. The bigger things like the AirPods Studios and the redesigned iMac will more likely get an October event. And maybe extreme chance, a very, 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 very small chance that the Apple glasses would get announced. Now, they were rumoured by John Prosser for Q4 of 2020, Q1 of 2021 of being announced. Not released, not being put on sale, just being announced. Now I don't know about that. We'll see, obviously, as we get closer to the end of the year. So stuff like that redesigned iMac, the AirPods Pro Studio, the extremely slim chance of Apple Glass, and the first ARM Mac would be most likely saved for an event where you can talk really long for them, which would be an October event. Since the first rumoured Mac to get ARM is a 13-inch MacBook Pro, maybe hopefully they'll hold out on 13-inch and do 14-inch with Face ID, because also recently it's come up in code that Face ID is going to be put into newer Macs, which would be so good because you just open the computer, boop, in, or in terms of the iMac, hit key in computer, boop, in. So hopefully that will be put on these new Macs as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they got a little bit delayed and that's why they got put into the October event. Like it just makes so much sense that there would be an October event this year. Despite the pattern that has been in the past, there's just way too much for them to all squash into one 2-hour or less than 2-hour events in September. It's just way too much. It's not the first time they've broken patterns either. The iPhone was originally announced in January, the original iPhone. Then the next year, I think it was June. Well, at one point it ended up in June then. And then after the 4S was in October, ironically. And then the 5 was in September. And ever since the 5, all of them have been released in September. So they've never really kept a proper pattern. They could change it at any time. The iPads used to be announced in March. And then they switched to October. And then they switched to be randomly in October, September, March. So there's no real proper pattern to go by. So I do have a sneaky suspicion that we might get an October event this year. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm not, I'm not. Hopefully what we do get, if we get an October event, is first Mac with Silicon, iMac redesign, AirPods Studio, which I'm actually quite looking forward to, I'd probably buy them, and the extremely small chance of the Apple glasses being announced. I'm really looking forward to the Apple glasses. Oh my god, I can't wait to see what they come up with for a design. So what I think is going to happen is September. We're going to get the new iPhones, Apple Watch Series 6, AirTags, possible AirPower, and the 8th generation iPad. They are very likely to happen since they happened last year. The AirPower, it probably won't be called AirPower. I'm presuming they'll try and rename it something else. And then after the September event will be the October event with the redesigned iMac, the first Mac with Silicon, AirPods Studio, the extreme chance, the extreme small tiny less than 1% chance of Apple glasses. That's what I think is going to happen for the October event. That's everything I have for today. So don't forget to comment, like, subscribe and share the video and turn on the notification bell so you can get notified for more videos like this. Thank you and see you next video. Ciao!